Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to solve problem number 20 of Leetcode, that is valid parenthesis. So let's read the description. So we have given a string s containing just a character, open brackets and some close brackets. Okay, we have to determine if the input string is valid. So a string will be valid if only open brackets must be closed by the same type of bracket. So let's say if the open bracket is of circular type, then close brackets will be also of corresponding circular type. If open bracket is of square, then close brackets should also be square. And similarly, if open bracket is of curly braces, then of close brackets should be closed with curly braces. Okay, so this is the first case, and then second case, open bracket must be closed in the correct order. So let's say if open bracket is this, and then there is open bracket, and then there is open bracket. So this, in this case, curly braces should be closed first, then square bracket, then circular bracket. So order should be maintained. Okay, that's second one. And at third, every close bracket has a corresponding open bracket of the same type. So same for every open bracket sorry, for every close bracket there should be a corresponding open bracket is present. Okay, so let's say if we have a condition like only a close bracket is present but their corresponding open bracket is not present, then this will be an invalid expression. Okay, so we have given some a string and we have to check whether our string is valid or not. So let's check the first test case, that is we have given s equal to open bracket and close bracket. So we can see that corresponding open and close bracket is present for both the brackets. So this is the case where it is valid. Okay, the second one, open bracket is here closed with close bracket. Now again there is open bracket which is closed with a corresponding close bracket, open bracket which is closed with corresponding close bracket. So it is also valid one. Okay, now check the third one. So there is a open bracket of circular type and a close bracket of a square type. So obviously this is not the valid one and we have to return false in this case. And checking for test case 4, where we have given a open bracket of circular type which is closed with close bracket, and then we have close bracket. As we can see that there is a close bracket without any open bracket, so this is going to be a invalid. So at both upper two will is going to be valid and last two is going to be invalid. So we have to write code for that, by using which we can check whether our bracket is balanced or not. So how we can write the code for same? So as you can see that whenever we are checking any brackets or any close brackets, for example the test case 2, or we can write another test case something like this. So whenever we are finding any close bracket, we check that the previous bracket was open bracket of corresponding type or not. So if we are finding a close bracket of type circular, then we will be checking that the last bracket that we had encountered was of type circular or not. So again, if we are finding that, then we are moving forward and checking. If we are finding any open bracket, then we will be moving forward, and then if we are finding any close bracket, then we will be checking whether previous bracket was corresponding open bracket or not. So we are finding here, so we will be moving for again, and same will be applied with this case again. For is for this case, we will be checking these are open bracket, we will be moving forward and check whether last bracket was corresponding open bracket or not. So this is the corresponding open bracket, this will be removed from here, and then we will be checking for this open close bracket whether the last one was a close bracket open bracket for same or not. So we are checking same, and for same for the this close bracket. Okay, so this was something like this. Okay, so as we can see that whenever we are finding any close bracket, we are checking the previous open bracket. So how we can do that? We can do that with the help of any data structure. And what kind of data structure that can help in this phase? In this case, we can take help of a data structure called stack. So let's see how we can solve this using a stack. So we have created a stack something like this, and a input, and again a input, two inputs. We will be checking these two cases. Okay, so we'll be iterating whenever we are iterating. If we are encountering any open bracket, we will be pushing that into our stack. So we are at index 0, so we are pushing index 0 into our stack. Then we will be moving forward. We are at index 2, index 1, so we will be pushing this into our stack. Again we are at index 2, so we will be pushing this open bracket in stack. Now we are at index 3, where we will be finding a close bracket. So we will be checking the top of stack, whether the top of a stack is of type same type or not. So yeah, we will find that the open bracket that is stored in the top of a stack is of same type. So we will be removing this, and now we have this open bracket as a stack. So we'll be moving forward and again check that whether top of the stack is of same type of open bracket or not. So again we will be checking and moving again. Same will be applied for last one, and we have checked all the characters, and then we will be checking whether our stack is empty or not. So if our stack is empty, in this case we have traversed all the open and close bracket, and we have found all the cases. So in this case we'll be returning true. Again, coming back for test case 2. In test case 2 we have given a parenthesis which is not valid. So how we can verify that? Sorry, it is valid, and let's write something which is not valid, as we have already seen a test case for valid one. Okay, so let's write test case something like this. Okay, so we will be traversing, and first we will be at index 0. We will be pushing this into a stack. Now we are checking whether corresponding corresponding a stack value is open bracket of same type or not. Yeah, we will get that, and then we will be moving next, as we are encountering a close bracket. Now we will check a stack, as our stack is empty. In this case we will be returning false. Okay, so this is the case. So let's write the pseudocode for same. So first we have to declare a stack. Okay, and then we will be iterating through all the characters. So for that we can use character array s dot to char array, and then if we are finding that this character is of type open bracket, any of type, it can be among any of these three. So in this case what we will be doing, simply we will be pushing that character into our stack. Okay, as we have already seen. Now in else case we will be finding that our current character is of type close bracket, or then in this case we will be first checking if a stack is empty. In this case we don't have to check our top element, and in this case we have to return false, as we have seen for the case this one. Okay, and if we are finding that top of the stack, if our character is equal to open bracket of circular type and a stack dot pop is not equal to same type, then in this case we will be returning false. We will be repeating same for remaining two brackets. Okay, and at last we will be checking whether our given stack is empty or not. So we will be returning if a stack is empty then true, and if not empty then false. Okay, so this is the pseudocode that we have to follow and write the code for same. Let's go to the compiler. Okay, now first declare the stack of type character, and now run the for loop, as we have to check all the characters, we will be using char array for that. S dot to char array, first convert into char array, and then we'll be iterating all the character. If we'll find out that our character is either of the open bracket, then in this case okay, if we'll find out that our character is going to be either of the open case, in this case simply put our character into our stack. Okay, so just push it into our stack, and in else case we'll find out that if our character is of close bracket, then in first we will check whether our stack is empty or not. If we'll find out that our stack is empty, then we have to return false. Okay, now check for if our character is close bracket of any type, like for this curly braces, then a stack dot pop. In this case, check whether a stack dot top element is corresponding close bracket or not. So we'll be doing this. Okay, and if we'll find out that this is not true, then this is true, then in this case we will be returning false. Same will be applied for remaining two types. So just copy and paste this and change accordingly. Okay, and at last what you have to check, we have to check whether our stack is empty or not. So in case our stack is not empty, we have to return false, and if it is empty, then we have to return true. So just only check whether our stack is empty or not, and then return. Now run this. Yeah, first test case has been passed. Check the remaining two. Okay, now we can submit our solution. Let's submit this. So our solution has been accepted. I hope you must have learned something from this video. In this case, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share this video among your friends. Thank you.